Welcome back to English 10 Podcast, where everyday conversations become your new superpower. I'm Alex, your friendly guide to practical English, and today we're at the airport, the hub of real-life dialogues you'll actually use when you travel. I'm joined by Mina, who's prepping for a quick international trip. Mina, ready to turn the terminal into a language classroom?
Absolutely, Alex. Airports are basically a treasure trove of short, useful exchanges, from check-in to security, boarding to baggage claim. I love how every moment is a chance to practice pronunciation, listen for cues, and respond naturally.
Perfect mindset. Let's start with the big picture. What makes airport conversations different from other everyday chats?
One big difference is tempo and clarity. People are often rushing. Voices are a mix of accents, and you're dealing with official phrases that you hear repeatedly. That's why mastering a few staples, greetings, questions, and confirmations can make a huge difference in smooth communication.
Great setup. Let's walk through the journey, starting with check-in. What are the phrases you typically use at the counter?
At the counter, you'll want to state your name and destination. A natural opener is, "Hi, I'm Mina Kim. I'm flying to Lisbon." If you have baggage to check, you add, "I have one bag to check." If you're not checking luggage, you can say, "I'd like to check in, please." The agent will usually reply with your boarding pass, seat options, and sometimes extra questions.
Seat selection can be tricky if you have preferences. How would you request an aisle seat politely?
You'd say, "Could I have an aisle seat, please?" If you prefer a window seat, you'd go with, "Could I have a window seat, please?" If the flight is full and they offer the best available, you can respond, "That would be great. Thank you."
And what about special requests or reminders? Any tips there?
Keep it concise and courteous. If you need assistance, say, "Excuse me, could you help me with this?" If you had a special meal, you'd mention it early. "I have a dairy-free meal, please." Simple, clear, and polite goes a long way.
Security and sorting through the airport. After check-in comes security. What should travelers know to communicate smoothly there?
Security lines are all about following procedures. You'll typically be asked to show your passport and boarding pass. If you're unsure about what to do next, you can ask, "Could you please guide me?" Or, "Where should I place my belongings?" It's perfectly fine to ask for clarification.
Let's talk about liquids and electronics. Any phrases that help?
For liquids, you'll often need to place them in a clear bag. You can say, "I have a clear plastic bag with liquids." For electronics, you might hear, "Please remove laptops from your bag and place them in a separate tray." If you forget something, a quick, "Sorry, I forgot to remove it," usually clears things up.
What about posture and tone in security lines? Any tips?
Stay calm and patient. A friendly tone helps you get faster answers. Smile if you can. It makes the interaction smoother for everyone involved.
Gate announcements and boarding. You've cleared security. What's next at the boarding gate?
You check the screen for your flight number, destination, and boarding group. Announcements can be speedy, so it helps to repeat key information to yourself. Flight to Lisbon, Group B. If you need a moment to prepare, you can ask a staff member, "Could you please repeat the boarding group for my flight?"
Boarding is a whole choreography. What phrases do you use to handle lineups and seating changes?
A simple, "Excuse me, is this line for boarding?" buys you time and clarity. If your seat has changed, you'll want to confirm politely, "Excuse me, I'm in row 12. Has my seat changed?" If they offer a nearby alternative, you can respond, "That would be great, thank you."
In-flight and arrival prep. Once you're seated, what are some practical English habits for the flight itself?
Use flight announcements to keep track of time and services. You can say, "Could you please wake me when we land?" Or, "What time is the snack service?" If you need to request something, a quick, "Could I have another bottle of water, please?" is usually enough.
And as you land, what language do you use with customs and immigration?
You'll usually hand over your passport and boarding card. Short, direct answers help. Where are you traveling from? What's the purpose of your visit? If you're not sure what to say, you can reply with honesty and calm. "I'm here for a short business trip," or "I'm visiting for a weekend." It's okay to pause briefly to gather your thoughts. Immigration officers are used to travelers taking a moment to respond.
Practical tips for everyday airport talk. Let's wrap up with some practical tips that learners can use right away.
Practice listening for common patterns, greetings, confirmations, and polite requests. Use a clear voice. Avoid rushing, and repeat information when needed. Just to confirm, "My appointment is at 9 a.m. Keep a mental template of questions you might need to ask and adapt them to your situation.
And a quick reminder about cultural nuances. What should travelers keep in mind?
Politeness goes a long way. Saying please and thank you, maintaining eye contact when appropriate, and using a friendly tone can reduce friction. If you misunderstand something, a quick, "Sorry, could you repeat that?" or "Could you clarify that for me?" helps you stay confident and in control.
Wrap up. Today we navigated a full airport journey, from check-in through boarding to the flight itself, focusing on practical, real-life phrases you can use in your own travels.
The big takeaway is that clarity and courtesy are your best tools. With a little practice, these phrases become second nature and will help you move through airports with confidence.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to English 10 Podcast for more practical language tips and real-life English conversations. And we'd love to hear from you. What airport scenario would you like us to cover next?
Thanks for listening, everyone. Safe travels, and may your journeys be filled with smooth conversations and strong natural English.